Okay, that's enough of that. Just listening to some post-Soviet post-punk. I've been watching the chart for about... It's the Friday of the first week of June. So 5th of June. And I've been watching the chart now for the beginning of the European session. I've been watching for about half an hour to see what the Frankfurt session is doing. Because the Frankfurt session, I've often seen the market make a complete reversal of the Frankfurt session, then go higher. And other times it just pumps, but I don't particularly want to take a trade in it because the spread is 2 points currently up here. Whereas as soon as it ticks over now onto 5 p.m. here in Australia, in about 20 seconds exactly, the spread is going to go to 1. So in the London session, I get a 1 point spread in the DAX. So I try to resist the urge to take any positions, even though I thought about potentially getting long here somewhere. It looks like a spike, bull flag. Some kind of scalp was possible. Gap's about to be filled as a small gap down. Only 35 points or so. I did notice this very curious looking pattern over here, an expanding triangle here, clearly visible. Get this stupid magnet thing off. Why is it doing this? Okay, this is like an expanding triangle. I'm not sure entirely what that means. The market just traded briefly above the Globex high. Actually, I suppose that here is the Globex high, but this swing high here. And it looks as though it's potentially being rejected here. I have to wait and see. Yeah. Let's go to the 5-minute chart here. So 3 consecutive bull bars in the pre-market. So there's the spread, it just went to 1. Which is a really good spread in the DAX. I traded previously with different brokers, and they had a variable call spread on indices, and there were times when I would be sitting there looking at the Dow in session, and it was like 14 points. I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this? I have to make 14 points to be break even? What? How am I supposed to scalp at that? Whereas this broker that I have, they're called Trade Nation. I don't have any affiliation with them or anything. I just use them. They have a fixed spread on indices: FTSE, DAX, S&P, Nasdaq, Dow. I'm pretty sure they have other ones as well. I'm not sure about Euro stocks. I know you can trade Euro stocks, but I'm not sure what the spread is there, if it's very good. You can trade Euro stocks. I think you can trade whatever the French index is. Wait a second, I'll have a look. I shouldn't be looking at this now. Okay, Euro stocks 50. Spread is 1 point. Oh, sorry, 0.9 points. It looks alright. France 40, you can trade. Germany 40. Spain 35. Swiss 20. UK 100, which is FTSE. So yeah, you can trade a whole bunch of stuff with it. With a very competitive, I think, and a fixed spread. So yeah, I have to wait for the session to open, I think, usually. It's just a little bit of min-maxing, but I think it pays off. It really doesn't make that much difference if you have a 2-point spread versus a 1 point. It's 100% more. However, like, if you're going to be right about a trade, that shouldn't really matter that much. But I don't know, I consider it worth min-maxing the spread and not trading this out of session. Like, it's okay to take it in the Frankfurt session because it's 2 points, but outside the Frankfurt session, in the overnight session, it's actually like 6 points. So that's definitely not worth it, in my view. So an attempt to go higher here. Attempt to close the gap to yesterday's close. It looks, I'd say there's probably a 60 to 70% chance that that gap is going to close. Because it's so close, it's probably higher. Bull bar on the 5 minute. Not a bad looking bull bar, closing near its high. But it does have prominent tails on bottom and a top, meaning sellers were present here and they were present into the close. So some resistance there. On the 2 minute chart, 2 bull bars. I don't really use moving averages anymore. I did before, but I just try to read the price action. Like if I see consecutive things, I'm thinking selling pressure, I just buy it, I sell it, or something. Or if I'm seeing a double top and then consistent bearish price action, then I try and sell. I don't look at moving averages anymore. I think they just confuse me more than they obscure things more than they elucidate for me. They obscure things because I tend to focus on the moving average. I'm just like waiting for it to come to the moving average before I buy, whereas I should be buying as it's going higher, you know, something like that. So those things kind of paralyze my decision making in a way. So possibly some kind of rejection here of the breakout attempt. Maybe it gets a measured move down of something. So possibly a measured move down of bar 1, since it's failing to break out. If it goes below bar 1, it might get a measured move down. I'm going to also get rid of these fucking lines because I don't need that stuff on the chart. So a sell signal there, I think. Going below bar 1. And the measured move just happens to be at the low of yesterday as well. Really quite funny that it was so close to closing this gap. And I said to myself, well, the probability is high, but it looks like maybe the low probability event is going to happen and it won't go to the closing price just yet. What I was going to say, actually, when I said 60% probability, is it's a 60% probability in my opinion, but I don't know if it's going to go straight up, if it's going to come down and then go straight up, or if it's going to come down and then go up and then come down again and then go straight up. It seemed very likely up here, but the reason I didn't say it was a 90% probability is because I've seen this happen many times in the DAX. I've been looking at it for about 2.5 years, where it's so close to something, like yesterday's high or some other sort of key technical area, and then it does the complete opposite. Or it's close to going above the Globex high here, and it's like a few ticks away, and then it just does complete opposite and goes to Globex low, which is, it is a low probability event, but they happen, so. So bar 2 is closing now in 20 seconds, closing a bear bar by the looks of it. A buyer's trying to step it into the close. I think they want to close as weak a bear bar as possible, if it's going to be a bear bar, to dissuade bears from shorting more. It's not a super strong bear bar, but sometimes on the open these bad looking sell signals can get a really good follow through. It's a bad sell signal because it's not closing below the prior bar low, in my view, and it's not closing near its low. But sometimes bad signal bars can get really strong follow through. Just depends. Or sometimes they can get terrible follow through, like a big bull bar. That would be a surprise in my opinion if it now goes up and closes a huge bull bar. Because this seemed like a pretty strong rejection of a breakout attempt. First 15-minute bar. Not really. Interesting to see how this will close now. It'll be really funny if it closes a bull bar now. If it ends up racing up in the last 3 minutes and closing a big bull bar. That would be surprising to me. I'm going to be patient and wait for a few more bars to see what the character of the day looks like. I think I could make an argument for buying and selling here. Selling, okay. A double top, micro double top. A rejection of the breakout attempt. An attempt to go higher again. And a bar closing below the low of the prior bar. That is, to me, could be argued to be a sell signal, because there's a breakout, a pullback, or an attempted reversal, and then a clear attempt here at trend resumption. So you could make a case for selling. You could also make a case for buying, which is you're buying at the bottom of this range here, if you think it's a trading range, and you're buying just below the low of the day. Wow, it's coming down hard now. Well, something that looked really bullish at one point is now falling, making new lows for the day. About a minute and 30 seconds until it closes. It'd be really fucking hilarious if it closes a bull bar. Could happen. There might be a long opportunity here. I'm going to trade a bit smaller. It's not quite the bar that I was looking for, because I was thinking if it closes on its high, it could be maybe second entry long kind of thing. Actually, no, it's probably not a good entry, because it's closing below the close of that bar, which tells me that by definition, if you get a second sort of signal bar at a technical level and it's not up here, it tells me that bears are actually still quite strong because they're pushing it lower. But if it closes up here, it's sort of telling me, wow, bulls are really stepping in. The second entry long is much worse price than the first entry. So what that means to me is the bulls are pushing it so fast up that you're having to pay a worse and worse price to get long. So they're really strong. Kind of like this here, in this bit here. So you could look at this and go, wow, okay, so a reversal bar of some description. That's a reversal bar that you could take along there, and then it goes down a little bit more, and then another reversal bar, and it's closing above the close of that bar. So it's a second entry long. High probability it's closing on its high, and the price is worse if you want to get long. But if the price was down here, relative to that close, if it was closing down here, that would tell me, oh, the bulls aren't really that strong. So it's probably not a high probability buy. If the price is worse, it sort of makes sense to me in that it's probably not a trap. Get some follow through. It's going lower now. Will it get a measured move down of bar 1? The failed breakout attempt that got a bear bar follow through. Interesting. The further it moves away from yesterday's close, I'm not even sure, like it's 20 points, or sorry, like 10 points away at the highest point here. So I guess for all intents and purposes the gap is actually closed, but it's not technically closed. But I think the more bars you get that are bearish, the more the probability reduces that it's going to go up here. It's sort of a fluid thing in my head. Japan and Hang Seng are down. Nikkei and Hang Seng. So there is some kind of bearish sentiment around today. About to trade to the low of yesterday and the low of the Frankfurt session and a measured move down of bar 1 on the 5-minute chart. So this could be a strong profit taking area. It could bounce off this area, I imagine. That's a measured move down. It's the low of yesterday and it's the low of the Frankfurt session. I suppose there could be a lot of buyers stepping in around this area. It'll be interesting to watch that play out because those three things are converging to one price level. It races down and plows through it. Incredible. See if it pulls back from here. Or if those things that I'm talking about are just sort of imaginary things in my head and the market actually doesn't care about this level. Interesting to watch nonetheless. Pretty strong bear bar. I probably should have sold something already, but I wasn't really seeing anything that I thought like this bar here was really big. I don't want to risk this much. Maybe I could have sold something here. I don't know. I really don't want to sell right now because of this technical area. Could be a reversal area, in my view. So I'm going to have to be quite patient here. And even if I don't actually get a trade, I don't care. But I'm going to be patient. Because I'd rather end this session feeling neutral and my account being neutral and not having taken a trade because I couldn't find anything, rather end it that way than end it with a big loss, because then I'll feel a bit more shit than neutral. Yeah, I have taken these failed breakout trades before though. If I see a breakout bar and a quick rejection, I'll sell below it for a measured move down, but I didn't feel like taking it right at the open. because I normally don't trade anything right at the open on any index, because the volatility is big and you have a potential of losing a lot of points, which you then struggle to make back later when the volatility dies down. So just risk manage first. That's always in my head first, risk. It does bounce here, as predicted. See if I can see anything to buy. Just thinking if I were to buy the close of this bar, it's already growing very big. Almost too big for me to buy. This guy Andy just sold short right at the point where I think the market could reverse. Yes. Wow, this is fucking retarded now, this bar. Such a quick reversal. But it was 3 converging reasons why you could find buyers there. So there was a lot of convergence, I think is the word. A lot of things lining up all in the one spot. It's probably a high probability reversal trade there, I imagine. If I see that in the future, I might take a position there. So I've already learned a big lesson in this session. That's probably going to be worth something in the future. Very happy with that knowledge. And this is a spike. Any which way you look at it, it's a breakout out of this bear channel. So imagine if it gets some follow through, it's probably going to have 2 legs up. It's a really powerful looking reversal bar. See if there's any follow through. It's already pulled back more than 50% of the range, the opening range, in one bar. That's really strong. Really strong buying. Is this just profit taking on shorts on the measured move, or is it a complete major trend reversal? So if it's profit taking, it should be a minor reversal attempt. But if it's a complete major trend reversal, then there are bulls buying below yesterday's low to get long, instead of just bears taking profit. I think if this reversal attempt is successful, the minimum that bulls would be looking for is a measured move up of that reversal bar. So up here, above the high of the day, above yesterday's close. That would be the minimum, 1-to-1. The bears have already got their measured move down, so they're happy. There's a lot of happy bears right now. I imagine the ones that didn't take profit down here are not very happy, because all their profits are gone, and they're now losing. I think you gotta be quick in the markets, which I struggle with sometimes because I'm still learning, and also because I'm not a computer. If I was a computer, I'd be reacting in nanoseconds. And my decisions would have already been made before I enter anything about what to do when it gets to certain price levels. And this should be the case actually for a human trader as well, but it's not always the case for me, as a beginner especially. Very interesting price action here. A huge reversal bar, and this bar currently is unable to even trade above the high of the prior bar. So the follow through is shithouse. Absolutely terrible follow through bar. A bear doji. And it could be worse, it could be a big bear bar. I don't know. This reversal attempt is I'm not sure about it yet. Because if the market comes down here and trades below the low of the prior bar here, then that is technically a sell signal. It's an attempt at trend resumption, if you consider this a bear trend. The week is looking like some kind of bear bar. The daily chart yesterday was a bull bar. So, small bull bar following a huge bear bar. It went a couple of ticks below the low of yesterday, of the day before, and then buyer stepped in. I'm not sure yet. I'm buying the DAX. Bought it in very small size. Quarter size. I think if it begins to fail quickly, I will probably get out before it hits my stop. I just feel with the way that this reversal attempt has begun, if it doesn't continue with the same sort of bullishness, then something's wrong. I'm already beginning to think that something's wrong with this trade. A strong bull bar closing on its high. Why isn't this bar already trading above it? No. I don't have any patience for this position. I'm going to close it. I have no patience today for anything that is not doing exactly what I want it to do. But the bulls do get 2 legs up after the break of this bear channel. Now it's going up. We may still buy it again. But something was telling me that something is wrong. I'm not sure what it is. I think it's because this bar closed exactly on its high and every trader in the world pressed sell. Why? Why? Except me. I pressed buy down here. if you see this bull bar and people press sell, something might be wrong with the bulls, I think. I'll just wait for a few more bars, see what happens. Yeah, just need a bathroom break though. I'm back. Just kind of wondering what to do here. Yeah. Seeing 2 consecutive bear bars now. I think if I see a third, I might need to sell for a possible failed breakout to the upside. As crazy as that seems in this particular situation. 2 legs up, maybe all the bulls get. It closes a bull bar and it's high. So 3 pushes up. Actually, well, I'm thinking 1, 2, pull back here, and then 1 more push up. Is that going to get some follow through, or is this going to be another bear bar? But it didn't technically make a new high, so it's not really another push up. I think if it trades above these 2 bars again, that would be a buy signal above. Stop entry long. So if I'm going to short anything, I should probably put my stop loss there. Yep. This is a low one short now on the 5-minute chart. So it went down, a pullback, a deep pullback, and then a first attempt at trend resumption. The first bar to trade below the low of the prior bar. So it's technically a low one short. But with this kind of pullback, doesn't seem like a very high probability sell. I don't know. Because if the bears are so strong, why are they allowing such a big pullback? So it's probably not a bear trend from the open, bear trend day. This day might be a trading range open, or this could be the beginnings of a bull trend day. A reversal open, an opening reversal and a bull trend. That could be what's happening here. Yeah, I don't think a strong bear trend from the open allows this kind of buying to occur. this kind of rally to occur. I'm sure it has happened, but where it then reverses down and just keeps selling off. Big push now. New high of the day. Just went a tick above the high of the day. Oh, maybe equal highs? Actually, no, it was just below. So, missed the high of the day by a tick. That bar there is 909, and this bar, oh, it's just whatever, it's just gone above the high of the day. Very strong now. But it's still, for me, it's like, it's hard for me to be good in this environment because there's nothing really consecutive from the bulls. Like, there's just a huge bull bar, then a huge bull bar, pullback, bull bar, red bar, big bull bar. And even on the 5-minute chart, there's nothing consecutive from the bulls. Bull bar, bear bar, bull bar, bear bar, bull bar. Maybe this is the first consecutive bull bars on the 5-minute chart. So it's a bit tricky for me in these kind of environments where it just shoots up in one bar, like big surges, and then it starts pulling back. I'm not surprised that I couldn't get long. Took a small loss of $34. So it does close the gap to yesterday's close eventually. I think right now would be a mistake to look for shorts. Probably. Either flat or long, I think. I'm thinking about buying right now. try a tiny long position here. Kind of got a shit fill there. Not great. Wow. Great. So the very instant that I get long, it reverses down. That's just great, isn't it? I'm actually thinking about adding. I was going to add on the close of that bar, but I didn't know where to put my stop loss. I'm going to add more. Just put my stop loss here at yesterday's close. So I'm risking about $120. Oh wow. This is not working now. My idea is not working here. sort of aware that the end of the hour is coming in 5 minutes, and I was hoping for a really powerful close into the hour, but it started pulling back now. Okay. Something. It's not working. No. No good. It's doing the opposite of what I wanted it to do. In the final minutes of the hour. I think this position's cooked. About to hit my stop loss. Oh shit. Do I just close the damn thing? Oh, won't have to worry soon. Yeah, just unable to react there. It did the opposite of what I wanted. Sellers stepped into the close. That's disappointing. So I do cop a little loss there of $130. I'm thinking of reversing position here quickly. I'm gonna sell it, DAX. Sick. I take profit here because it's a 1-to-1. The reason I sold there is because something about my intuition. I got long and it failed. I thought, if it's failing for me, it's possibly failing for other bulls. And then I saw this attempt to go higher again and again, and then this bar closing on its low and a follow through. I thought it could be a failed breakout, a fake out. Just sell it for some kind of measured move down, maybe of this trading range here, maybe of this breakout bar. Something like this. So if a breakout fails, it usually gets some kind of measured move down. I thought that was a high probability scalp. Just gonna pause the video, have a little break, get some water. I'm back. Just went and made myself a cup of tea, peppermint tea. I sort of like to take little breaks when I'm trading. Sort of give the market some time to show its hand if something is uncertain to me, and also clear the head, because you're not a computer. You just sort of can get a bit confused and whatnot. I often feel confused. Never ashamed to admit that I'm confused about something. My brain just hasn't sort of clicked yet. The gears are turning, but it's not clicking. Yeah, if I don't know something, I don't know it. So bull breakout now, and a deep pullback. It's now taking on the appearance of a trading range day or something, unless it starts pushing higher again now. A deep pullback, more than 50% from the high to the low of the day, from the low to the high of the day. Could be a trading range for many hours. I've tried long, I've tried short. I would have been successful in my first long had I not gotten out here. But the second one failed. The breakout failed. What I had in my mind is when I've seen days with huge, big, quick reversal and big rally above the high of the day, I've seen days where it just keeps ripping higher and just breaks the high of yesterday and just keeps going. But that wasn't happening here. I think the probability of, those days are very rare, but if you don't take the risk and you wait for a pullback, sometimes it never comes. And you just miss out on the whole thing, you just end up kicking yourself. So I think it was worth trying. It's definitely worth trying. Support level here. I always wonder, okay, so it came up to this buy signal here. Maybe buyers had their limit orders there at the closing price of that bar, which was the signal bar to go long. And then it did this, and I bet there were people who missed out. And then they put their limit order there. And that's where it pulled back to. Interesting. think I took profit somewhere here. Oh, wait, I'll just see where I took profit. At 76.7. Or 76.7. Oh, I actually took profit down here. Okay, so it was a good point to take profit then. Oh yeah, that's right. I took it just before this bar closed because I expected a reversal bar. Potentially. Because this bar was already so big. I expected some sideways to up. Yeah, I took profit at a good spot, it seems. Yeah, this bar was seconds from closing when I took profit. I took profit at... I'm very good at paying attention to these times now. I took profit at 4 minutes and 51 seconds. So I took profit 9 seconds before that bar closed. What I didn't want to see was a huge expansion down and then an immediate bull bar closing up here. That's what I didn't want to see. Now another sell signal maybe. If you consider this a breakout to the downside, that would be a low one short sell signal. Actually, no, it'll be here, below a bull bar. An inside bar on the 10-minute chart. So there's a tight trading range there, which is obvious on the 2-minute chart. All of a sudden, this doesn't look all that amazing for bulls. Wonder what this guy Andy's doing. He must be struggling. Oh no, he's not. He made 50 points in the DAX. Amazing. The reason I thought he might be struggling is because he would have gone long here and then made 50 points up here, took profit. Okay, let's see what happened there. He would have taken this school run long. Very simple setup, but effective. So if you took that long, your stop loss would have been down here. I don't think that's a very good trader's equation because you wouldn't have made a 1-to-1. No, he wouldn't have. Okay. Still made 50 points, so that's pretty good. Can't complain about that. This bar that looked very bearish reversed up and closed the bull bar. An outside up bar. And an outside up bar on the 5-minute chart. Strong buying there taking place. Usually don't trade more than an hour and a half, so it's about 7 minutes to go for me, so. Nothing seems very clean on this chart because it's still trading in the opening range. Well, it's breaking out now. It's not simple. I'm wondering if I should just call it and just wait for the US session. See if I can make something good happen there. I'm really, really, really excited to go for a skate. I've got a new pair of skates I'm going to try out for the first time. Like a pro level skate. A high-end skate that I got for half price because it was on clearance. Because it's an older model, but it's still sick. I was like, man, I'd rather pay a bit less, get an older model of a high-end skate, because the improvements that you get on them year to year are good, but they're pretty small, I think. These ones. Very cool. I think so anyway. They do stand out a fair bit though, so I don't usually wear things that stand out a lot. A little bit more of a conservative dresser, I think. Not really big on having like flashy things and like things with brand names on them. I don't like that too much. Like Nike or Adidas or Gucci. I don't like it because I feel like an idiot wearing it. The reason I feel like an idiot wearing that sort of stuff is because I think that the instant you get convinced that one white shirt or a blue shirt or a green shirt is better than another white shirt or a blue shirt or a green shirt is the instant that you have been intellectually buried by the sort of consumerism culture that we have, where we get convinced that a Nike shirt is better than a shirt with nothing on it that is the same color, serves the same function, looks the same and is made by Joe Blow somewhere who isn't Nike or working for Nike. So I don't like the idea of being hooked on brands or wanting to wear Prada or some shit like that. Wow, what the hell's happening now? A big sort of jump now. It's like this bar is the biggest bar on the chart since this reversal bar, I think. So something's going on. 28 points. Oh, this bar's quite big. A big surge up now into the close of that bar there. And then this is what I find really curious. Like, if you see this bar, why is this bar a sell signal to some people? To some machine or some computer that someone's running to trade for them? Why? Why does everyone immediately press sell when they see that bar? Why do you look at a bar that is opening down here and every single person agreed immediately that it's going up and it closes exactly on its high tick, and then for some reason everyone sees that as bearish and sells it? That is really confusing to me in trading. You see it a lot in trading ranges. So this could be a trading range, I suppose. But it looks like it's going higher. If this gets sold into, then I'm pretty convinced that it's a trading range, because in trading ranges, things that look bullish get sold, and things that look bearish get bought. And it's an hour and a half in, and there's still many overlapping bars. Why do computers sell that bull bar closing on its high? Why did they do that? The thing about the market, though, is I don't think you can ever know why something happens. Because this sell right here could be a random person from Germany who possibly has a gambling debt and he decided, man, I need to sell some stocks that I own to cover my gambling losses. So I'll just sell some stock, and that's why it went down. It could be something that's completely nothing to do with the overall trend or anything. I think it's impossible to know what all the market participants are thinking. For any one person to know why something is happening in the market. I suppose the best you can do is see what it's doing and try to follow it. No, this is starting to take on the appearance of a trading range now to me. I don't want to look at the DAX anymore. I have very little patience for the DAX anyway, because a lot of the time, sometimes it's just trending all day, and a lot of the time it just trades in a trading range for like 3-4 hours, 5 hours, until just before the US session opens, and then it does something. There's a perfect example of that a couple of days ago, where it did exactly that. Yeah, so I think, oh yeah, here it was in a trading range. It went up, it went down, and then when the US session was about to start, it went down more. But there was another day where, oh, this day here, it just was sitting in this fucking bull channel or whatever, like, and then just before the US session opened, like 40 minutes before the US session opened, it just did this. Just like, I don't have the patience for the DAX to sit there for 6 hours looking at it. If it's in this, I remember I was listening to a trader on the Brooks trading course, and his analogy was that the DAX sometimes behaves like a diesel engine, where it goes and then eventually it starts. Like it's very slow to get going. And then just when you think like, oh, it's just every day is a fucking trading range in the DAX. Trading range open, trading range open, trading range open. Then it will surprise you and it will do something extremely insane. It will just go up in a straight line. And you're like waiting for a pullback because for the last 5 days you've been looking at trading range behavior. And it's like, nope, not today. I'm off. Yeah, I find the DAX very tricky, which is why I'm always very careful when I'm trading it. I'm gonna end the video, finish my tea and go skating.